But you understand, most of the million people on the list, and I appreciate your call, are totally innocent. It's housewives, school teachers, somebody that took a picture at an airport. That's just about setting the precedent for list. And then they say, oh, if you want off the list, just come file with us as a trusted traveler. So that's really another program. I mean, they can't do anything to a million of us. It's all bravado. It's all just will we roll over to them as they nelly around guys in pink outfits commanding their men in black uniforms. A bunch of chicken neck pedophiles that run the men in black uniforms. I mean, really, that's what's such a big joke about this. It's a bunch of fruitcake, Luciferian pedophiles with a bunch of dumbass, tough guy cops running a police state who have no idea what they're part of. Bob Chapman.
Well, I think that's pretty much a mouthful of it. Those lists have been around for a long time. You can go to some of the CFR sites, and then they'll list them for you. And then, of course, you have the list of the Bilderbergers that are going, you know, when they have their meetings, and so you can pick up those names.
But understand, they have evil systems built around them. You have to tear out the systems. It's like shark teeth. You know, if a 10,000 top globalist all fell off a cliff tomorrow, the evil might even get worse. A lot of times they have even more wicked little supine goblins that serve them. We need to bring down their system of tyranny and fully discredit them where no one believes a word they say, so they grind to a halt. I appreciate your call. Listen, this isn't just about America. They're willing to go attack and kill Russian troops out of a clear blue sky, you know, in a sneak attack in the middle of the night for no reason. Okay, and then think the public's so dumb to tell the public, oh, look, Russia's attacking. You know, I mean, that's how dumb they think you are. And again, for people that will serve the system, you think you're part of the system? A system this corrupt that'll attack Russia out of the clear blue is a group that'll steal your pension funds, like they're announcing with Ford and Chevy and the government. And I mean, you know, the thing is, there's all these people that think, as Mark Cornke says, they're pet puppies, and they're not pet puppies, are they, Bob?
No, they're not.
Let's take another call here. I guess who's up next in line? Laser in the UK. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex. Wicked show. Wonderful show. We need to get you guys on the air in the UK over here. We need to wake up the people in the UK. They are fast asleep. Believe me. This is a total totalitarian state over here. Just wanted to talk a bit about the conflict going on between Russia and Georgia. You're absolutely right. I was watching it from early this morning, and they were provoked. Georgia did attack the Russians first, and then the media changed the story around when, you know, the official story or whatever they like to call it. You know, you're absolutely right on that.
Laser, I'm going to put you on hold and come back to you in 5 minutes. Your Skype phone or whatever it is, your Vonage phone is totally breaking up. We'll go back to Laser in 5 minutes. Adam in Ohio, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? Good to talk to you. Love the show. Just got several things, couple questions I wanted to ask. I don't know, I tend to ramble, so you tell me when you've heard enough. One thing I was wondering, I heard you talking about some contests the other day, and one was for writing the new Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, you got to go to Infowars.com, big giant banner for the contest.
Okay, and then I had a question for Bob Chapman. I have a USA Today from July 25th with an ad about these new presidential coins issued, it says by the World Monetary Exchange Fund, something I had never heard of. I was wondering if he knew anything about that. It seemed kind of interesting to me. It said never circulated in the public, straight from the private vaults of this World Monetary and Exchange. I thought that was kind of interesting. And also, I was at the Ron Paul Revolution rally in Washington, D.C. a little bit ago. And I was talking to this guy that I met there. I believe he said, "We Are Change Cincinnati." And we were talking about, like, how he had Tex Mars on, and he was talking about how they signal each other through architecture and whatnot. And he said, have you noticed that they haven't changed or updated the $1 bill?
It has the old Sing Eye on it.
Right, and perhaps, you know, maybe that was a more subtle form of architecture, and, you know, they've changed every other bill but that one. So that was kind of interesting, and I know that's a lot. There's
Yeah, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go because we got to move on to other callers. So there's a lot of questions there, and I end up forgetting what they all were.
Well, I can. There's one of them that Ted should answer, and that is on that coin that he mentioned that came out. What usually happens with those collector-type coins is they usually end up getting sold for close to melt value in the aftermarket or when you go to sell them. And so you usually pay a premium that you shouldn't have to pay. My feeling is you should look at those kinds of coins after they've been issued to see where they settle at, and I wouldn't go in and purchase them right off the bat. I'd wait
I think he was asking, yeah, some will go up, some will go down, some will stay the same. You never know which coin will become the really famous ones or incredibly collectible, kind of like baseball cards. But I think his question was, who is this particular mint? Who is this group, this world?
I've never heard of them, and they pop up from time to time, and they last for a while, and then they disappear.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to Laser in the UK one more time, see if Laser's phone's working. Laser?
Just dropped off.
Oh, he just dropped off. Laser, if you can call back in and your line works, we'll get you on air. It was breaking up. But I believe what he was saying was, I heard part of it was that, the news was first reporting the Georgians had attacked the Russians in a glorious victory and had killed the evil Russian troops in a vicious, illegal sneak attack. How wonderful. Now, that's in USA Today, but at the bottom of the story, oh, by the way, we attacked the Russians. I mean, attacking Russians? And then saying, because they're with Al-Qaeda? Yes, I pulled up mainstream articles saying our troops were there to fight Al-Qaeda. I mean, how dumb do they... I guess now... Well, I mean, they put out news reports saying that I am secretly... Another 9/11 troopers were secretly raised in Afghanistan and are Al-Qaeda. Not to mention that I was born before all that started and that they were our allies till 1990. I mean, it's just made up. But people say, oh, my God, Alex Jones is secretly Al-Qaeda. I mean, Bob...
I hope, Alex, that Mr. Putin sees or meets Mr. Bush again at those Olympics and goes up and whispers in his ear, you just began your worst nightmare.
God only knows what's really going on. I'm not joking when I say Americans are going to think Russians attacked Georgia in the U.S., and I'm not joking when I say they go on the message boards on Infowars.com on the comment area and say that the European Union doesn't exist. And then you follow their handles back to their MySpace accounts and places and their Facebooks and their troops. I mean, they really think the EU doesn't exist, Bob. There's hit pieces on me saying that I'm lying, that there's no African Union when it was announced a decade ago. I mean, these people aren't joking, Bob. They don't know anything.
No, you're right, they don't. And they fight you when you do try to tell them, when you're just trying to help them. And, you only can do what you can do. And I've always told people, because I've been at this since 1960, if you can make one person out of 100 listen and understand and act, then you've really accomplished something.
Absolutely. Let's go to Adam in Ohio. You're on the air, Adam.
I guess you're coming right back to me, huh? I was just listening here.
Yeah, he was just on.
Okay, then we're going to let you go. I've got my call list messed up. Greg in Canada. Well, why on earth would he still be there then? Greg in Canada, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, excellent show. I'm just watching this all unfold, this conflict, and I've come across a few articles showing war games in Georgia, U.S. war games in Georgia. This MSNBC article dated July 15th. It starts off, 1,000 U.S. troops began military training exercises in Georgia on Tuesday against the backdrop of growing friction between Georgia and the neighboring Russia. That kind of shows how they're using war games to escalate this conflict.
Yeah, both sides were doing that. In fact, I remember seeing that. Let me go to Google, because I want all this posted on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Aaron, shoot every article to Watson. I want total coverage of this. Listen to this headline. Give me the headline.
The headline is U.S. Georgia training begins amidst Russia strain. Officials exercise unrelated friction between Moscow and ex-Soviet states. It's MSNBC, dated July 15th.
Yep, U.S. Georgia training begins. MSNBC, I have it. I remember that. And just thousands and thousands of U.S. troops in there.
I have a quote from South Ossetian envoy to Russia, Dmitry Medvedev. It's in a globalresearch.ca article. It says Georgia troops that took part in a NATO exercise in the region launched artillery fire on the South Ossetia capital on August 1st, killing 6 people. There is a direct connection between the exercises of NATO troops and the latest attacks on us. And that's in a Global Research article.
Well, that's what all these drills are for here in the U.S. and overseas, is to prepare us to be attacked by our leaders, the mob criminals that are going to loot everything we've got. Send all those to the message boards on Prison Planet, everywhere. I want to be the place to be. I want all the key info for people to see this for themselves. The headline should read, with all this data in it, U.S. military launches sneak attack on Russian troops, under cover of Georgian army. I mean, that's basically what we're dealing with, and this is just outrageous. Thank you for the call. Yes, I've got those articles.